she. So 12 days later. We are confident that you will find the defendant guilty as charged.
May it please the court, members of the jury, my name is Nicole Folk and I represent James Sturgis. As the judge told you, the prosecutor has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Sturgis robbed Ms. Brown. Remember, Mr. Sturgis is presumed innocent. At the conclusion of the trial, you will see that the evidence presented by the prosecution will show that the police arrested the wrong man. That is why I am sure you will deliver the verdict of not guilty.
Prosecution, call your first witness.
Your Honor, I would like to call Ms. Jane Brown. Jane Brown.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I affirm. You may take your seat.
Please state your full name.
Brown, Jane Brown.
Ms. Brown, I direct your attention to January 7th of this year at approximately 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Can you please tell the court what happened?
I came home from getting my groceries. There was a man in the lobby. He was there for about 5 minutes. I saw a man enter the elevator and entered after him. The doors closed and then started up.
Can you please tell the court what happened next?
The elevator reached my floor, the 6th floor. The doors opened, the man looked out into the hallway and quickly turned around to face me. I saw he had a knife in his hand. He demanded my pocketbook. I held on to it. He pushed me down, took my pocketbook, and ran away. My knee was hurt.
At that point, Ms. Brown, could you see the defendant's face?
Yes, he was directly in front of me. He was a tall, thin man, about 6 to 6'2", wearing a black jacket, black pants, and sneakers.
So the man you saw in the lobby, in the elevator, the man standing in front of you with a knife in his hand, is he in this courtroom?
Yes, he is.
Can you point out for the court, Ms. Brown?
Yes, he's right there.
Can you tell the court what he's wearing?
He's wearing a navy blue sweater with black pants.
Let the record show that the witness has identified the defendant, James Sturgis. Ms. Brown, can you describe the knife that he used?
It was a pocket knife.
I'm showing you what has been marked as People's Exhibit 1 for identification. Do you recognize this?
That's the knife he used.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Before today, when was the last time you saw the defendant?
I saw him on January 19th on the street. I called the police and told Officer Banner to arrest him.
Very good, Ms. Brown. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
May I question the witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Brown, where was the man who robbed you standing when you came into the lobby?
He was standing near the elevator door.
How far away was he?
About 8 to 10 feet.
Now, Ms. Brown, where are the lights located in the lobby?
On the side wall.
Near you or near the man?
Near me.
Was the lobby dark near the man?
Not really. I could see him.
Was the man in front of you, behind you, or to the side of you?
He was kind of in front and to the side.
Did you stare at the man for 3 to 5 minutes?
No. I glanced at him from time to time.
Did you speak to him?
No.
Did he turn in your direction?
No.
When you got into the elevator, where did he stand and where were you standing?
I was standing near the back facing the door. He was standing near the front leaning against the wall.
Was he facing the door?
He was facing the door.
Isn't it a fact that the man in the elevator stood in front of you?
Yes.
Isn't it a fact that when the elevator, isn't it a fact that the man, where the man was standing, you could not see his face?
No, I could see the side of it.
Isn't it a fact that you could not see his complete face from where you were standing?
Yes.
Isn't it a fact that when the elevator arrived at your floor, the man stepped out, turned around with the knife in his hand? Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Did you get a good look at the knife?
Yes, I did. And I gave a description to the police.
Did you ever tell anyone the man who robbed you had a red pocket knife?
No.
Prior to today, did anyone ever show you the knife?
No.
How long did it take for the robbery to occur?
I don't know. It happened so fast that it took no longer than a minute.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Miss Brown, you may step down.
Call the next witness. The people would like to call Police Officer Chris Banner.
Police Officer Banner. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
You may take a seat.
Please state your name and occupation.
I am Police Officer Chris Banner. I'm assigned to the 99 Precinct.
Officer Banner, back to the intention January 2nd. What happened and anything on that day?
I responded to call at 305 Linden Boulevard and interviewed Jane Brown.
Did you take any action as a result in further investigation?
Yes, I arrested James Sturgis on January 19th.
Is the man you arrested in the courtroom today?
Yes, he's sitting over there. He's wearing a navy blue sweater, black pants, and sneakers.
Does the record show that Officer Banner had identified the defendant, James Sturgis? Now, officer, when you arrested the defendant, did you search him?
Yes, I did.
Was anything found on the defendant?
Yes, a small pocket knife.
Your Honor, may I show it to the witness?
Yes, ma'am.
Officer Banner, would you please describe People's Exhibit number 1 in evidence?
Yes, it had a red handle, a 4-inch blade. This is the knife I recovered from James Sturgis on January 19th.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Defendant, you may question the witness.
Officer Banner, when you interviewed Ms. Brown, did she give you a description of the knife?
No.
She never said the person who robbed her had a pocket knife,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
How many men carry pocket knives?
A lot.
More than 100?
Yes.
More than 1,000?
Yeah, sure, maybe.
After the robbery, did she give you any of the robbers' description?
Yes. She said he was a tall, thin man, 6'6", wearing a black jacket, black pants, and sneakers.
Did Ms. Brown say the robber had a mask on?
No.
Did she say he had a hat on?
No.
At any time during the interview, did Ms. Brown give you any of the man's facial features?
No, she did not.
So, you received a general description of a tall, thin man wearing a black jacket and black pants?
Yes, it was a general description.
Isn't that the description of many men?
Yes.
Thank you, Officer Banner. No further questions, Your Honor.
Police Officer Chris Banner, you may step down.
At this time, we're going to take a short recess.
Back in session. You may be seated.
The prosecution of any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. The prosecution rests.
Does the defense have any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Call your first witness.
I call James Sturgis.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I affirm. You may be seated.
James, I direct your
Ms. Grover,
attention.
please call extension 178. Ms. Grover, extension 178.
James, I direct your attention to January 7th. Where were you?
I was at my mom's apartment all day.
And was your mother there at the time?
No, ma'am. She was at work until 4 o'clock.
James, please tell the court that if your mother wasn't home, what were you doing there?
She was holding a church social that night, and I was cleaning up the place and moving around furniture.
Anytime prior to your mother coming home, did you leave the apartment?
Yes, to get some soda.
Anytime after your mother came home, did you leave the apartment?
Yes.
And about what time was that?
About 6 o'clock.
And how long did it take?
15 to 20 minutes.
Thank you, James. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
May I question the witness?
Yes.
In the past, you have been convicted of stolen property. Is that correct, James?
Yes.
Is that correct, James?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further question of the witness.
You may step down. Does the defense have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Call your next witness.
I call Miss Martha Sturgis.
Miss Martha Sturgis. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
You may be seated.
Mrs. Sturgis, I directed attention to Saturday, January 7th. Where were you? I was at work. I wonder if anything stands out about that day. Well, I had a church social plan for that particular day, and my son James was at home cleaning the tables and chairs. At what time did your son arrive? Around 9:45 before I left to go to work. At what time did you get back? A few minutes after 5. Did you see your son leave the apartment any time after you arrived home? Yes, to go get some soda from my guest. About how long was that? Around 15 to 20 minutes. How long was he out? 15 to 20 minutes. Mrs. Sturgis, do you know where your son was arrested? Yes, he was accused of committing a robbery that he could not have done because he was at home with me all day. Thank you, Ms. Sturgis. Your Honor, I have no further questions of this witness.
Your Honor, may I question the witness? Yes, you may. Ms. Sturgis, would it be fair to say that you discussed this case with your son?
Probably.
Your son and his lawyer asked you to come here today. Is that correct?
Yes.
And would you do anything to help your son?
Yes, I would.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness. You may step down. Does the defense have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Do both sides rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have reached the part of the trial known as summations. Both sides, the defense and the prosecution, will give a statement. This statement is not evidence in the case. However, it is only an opportunity to sum up all the evidence in the case and argue their side. The defense will go first, and then the prosecution will give his summation. Is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
May it please the court, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, a grave mistake has been made here today. James Sturgis stands accused of a crime he did not commit. Please use your common sense when you review the evidence. Ms. Brown was robbed, but she was too tired and scared to give an accurate description of the man who robbed her. The man who robbed her was 8 to 10 feet away, standing in the dark. In the elevator, the man stood off to the side. She could only see the side of his face. The robbery occurred so quickly, she did not even focus on the robber. She focused on the knife. You heard James mother testify that he was only out of the house for a short while, which was not at the time of the robbery. James did not run from the police or try to hide the knife. Now the people will have you believe that the knife James had was the same knife held by the man who robbed her. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, that way either at the time of the robbery or when James got arrested, that Ms. Brown said that the knife James had was the same knife held by the man who robbed her. And when she says that today, I can only tell you she is mistaken. James told you the truth when he said he did not commit any robbery. Let's correct the mistake that has been made here today. Review the evidence, use your common sense, and I am sure you will return a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
May it please the court, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution has met its burden. This case requires that you rely on the evidence because it is the evidence that will direct you towards the verdict. The only verdict is guilty. Let me review some of the key evidence for you. Ms. Brown was standing in the lobby with the man for 3 to 5 minutes. The lobby was reasonably lit. The man was standing 8 to 10 feet away. Ms. Brown looked at him. When the elevator stopped, the defendant tried to rob Ms. Brown. She was looking directly into his face. She saw him clearly and identified him in the courtroom. She also described the knife that was in the defendant's possession. Mr. Sturgis testified that his mother was home at 4 o'clock. He wants us to believe that he was home when the robbery took place. Yet his mother testified that she was home. She did not get home until after 5. The defendant committed the robbery in his mother's building. That's why he can calmly wait for the elevator, because he can just say that he was going to his mother's house. James Sturgis has a lot to lose here. As you know, he is already a convicted felon and still on probation. Mr. Sturgis is guilty of the crimes for which he is charged. And when you deliberate and review all of the evidence, there's only one verdict, and that verdict is guilty. We have now reached the part of the trial where the jury tries into the jury room to make a decision. Please remember, the closing arguments of the attorneys are not evidence. However, if you find the arguments believable, you can adopt them. If you find the arguments unbelievable, you can reject them. It is the function of the jury to draw their own conclusion from the evidence presented. In order to find the defendant guilty of robbery, you must find that the defendant did, in fact, use force to take property from Ms. Brown. And in order to find the defendant guilty of assault, you must find that the defendant did, in fact, cause Ms. Brown's physical injury. And in order to find the defendant guilty of possession of a weapon, you must find that the defendant did, in fact, possess a weapon. You may find the defendant guilty or not guilty on each charge. You may deliberate on each charge separately. Thank you again for your patience and listening so intently. You may go now and deliberate, and remember, your verdict must be unanimous.
Please be seated until the jury has left.
His mother said that she came back at 5 o'clock, and then she also said that she was with him all day. So at the time that she was out, he could have committed. They all plead guilty.
Victor, you ain't say no. You didn't.
I felt good.
I felt bad for Miss Brown because she was an old lady and she had her.
I plead guilty for having the weapon because Miss Sturgis identified in the courtroom that the same knife that Officer Banner Officer Banner got from Miss Sturgis.
Well, I am guilty for robbery because when Officer Banner was checking him, he said that he found a pocket knife inside with him. So he could have.
They're in here.
So he's the one who had the pocket knife, and he's the one who tried to rob her.
They doing something.
They reached the verdict.
He didn't leave.
Madam Clerk?
Yes.
It's Zion.
Okay. Go, madam. Wait. We need Zion.
Have you reached your verdict?
Yes.
I'll make a All rise. State Supreme Court is now back in session. You may be seated.
Have you reached the verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will you hand the verdict to the clerk?
We find the defendant guilty.
James Sturgis, you have been found guilty. Issue a date for sentencing. Court dismissed.